What is the Etsy algorithm and how do you rank on the first page of search without paying for ads? Is it copying the titles of the best sellers? Or is it utilizing high search volume, low competition keywords? There's so much speculation in what impacts ranking, and I've worked with over 3,000 Etsy sellers at this point. With my students, only about 5% of them ever pay for ads. So our expertise is really getting your listings to rank at the top of search results with organic methods. In the next 8 minutes, I'm going to teach you the 8 levers to pull in your shop to get your listings ranking higher without paying for ads. Before we get started, I would love for you to share how long you have had your Etsy shop. That way I can make more videos catered to where you're at. The number one lever to pull is relevant and structurally sound SEO. So relevance is the key here. You don't just want to throw in a bunch of, low competition, high search volume keywords. If they don't align with what you're actually selling, then you're actually going to hurt your listings and your shop. Relevance also relates to what the buyer is actually typing in when they're shopping, because we might be very focused on specific elements of the product that the customer doesn't really care about. We want to be thinking like a customer, not the seller, when we are doing our SEO. And SEO is not just a title. Remember, that's only about 10% of your SEO. You really need to have SEO in every other place in your shop and your listings in order to have full power. Etsy specifically points out titles, tags, categories, and attributes. And they specify to use all 13 tags. All right, the second lever to pull is with your listing quality score. Now, you can do specific things to improve your listing quality score. This is really about your listing meeting sellers' expectations. This relates to having a good click-through rate and conversion rate. So you want to make sure that whatever you are selling is actually what customers are looking for when they type in those keywords. For example, if you are selling pillows, maybe you want to sell to customers who are shopping for comforters because you think maybe they would also buy pillows. You don't want to be putting king-size comforter in your pillow listing. That would create a mismatch of expectations when a customer comes across your listing. Also, if your listing is confusing and maybe you're getting bad reviews because people think they're buying a comforter and then they end up with a pillow, that would really hurt your listing quality score. The third lever to pull is recency. Now, this is the temporary boost in search results for new listings, and Etsy does this in order to get quick data on that listing so they know exactly where it should rank. Now, renewed listings do get a boost, but it is a much smaller boost. Etsy specifically says that boosting a listing can sometimes only boost it for a few hours, so it's really not worth your while to be renewing your listings just to try to rank higher in search results. When you list a new item, you want to make sure that your SEO is done correctly, that you have all of the 10 different types of photos and the video in place, and that your listing is fully ready for someone to purchase. So you don't want to just publish listings that you think you're just going to go back and update later when you have time. That is not beneficial for you with this recency principle. The fourth lever to pull is with your value proposition. You might be thinking, what does that mean? The value proposition of your listing in search results is its combination of the listing photo, the thumbnail, and the price point, right? Because that's all that someone is seeing. They're likely not going through and reading your title. They're only seeing a very small part of your title, actually. You want to make sure that your value proposition, your listing photo, and your price combination is stronger than the market leader. The big thing I want to point out here is that you absolutely cannot just copy the market leader, try to mimic their photo, copy their pricing, and hope for the best. Because you are never going to be as good as the original. You'll just look like a cheaper copy or imitation. So make sure that when you are trying to compete with the market leader, that you actually have a competitive advantage. The fifth lever to pull is with your customer and market experience score. Now, the way to increase your score in this for your shop is to have a really high review rate of at least 25%. So you want to look at the number of reviews you have under your shop name, so the quantity of reviews, divided by your total number of orders. And we want to make sure that you have at least 1 out of every 4 orders leaving a review at minimum. If you have strong social proof and reviews behind your listings, then Etsy is going to rank you higher compared to listings that have poor reviews. This demonstrates that you are trustworthy. Another part of this score is having your shop sections filled out. Etsy specifically says that your About section and your policies need to be filled out. They also mention that IP issues can hurt you here. So if you've had multiple IP infringement issues with Etsy, your score might be deflated. The 6th lever to pull to rank higher on Etsy is with shipping, and specifically your shipping price. They say that when you are selling to other customers within your country, free shipping within your country does give you a boost in search results. They say this is true for both Etsy's website, right, the desktop, and the app. They also say that within your own country, digital items qualify for this boost because they have no shipping associated with them. So they recommend specifically free shipping or lowering the total shipping cost specifically for your own country. As I've worked with several thousand Etsy sellers, I've actually found there's some nuances here. It does depend on the situation. For example, if you are selling greeting cards that you are shipping from your house in the United States and you find that all of the other competitors are not offering free shipping, you will not automatically rank higher just for offering free shipping. Because if you offer free shipping, you're going to have to bake that $3 or $4 into the base price of your item. So instead of being a $4 card that costs $3 to ship, you might end up being a $7 card with free shipping. And if every other seller is around the $4 or less price point, it's going to hurt your value proposition. You should prioritize surveying the competition and staying competitive first. The 7th thing that will impact your ranking is context-specific ranking. When I was working for big companies like Zappos and Zulily, that is where I really learned how this works. Technology has come quite a way since then, and it is even more advanced now. So some people will call this dynamic search or personalized search. This means that Etsy is showing their shoppers items that they think the shopper is most likely to buy based on what else the shopper has looked at, what they have favorited, how long they have stayed on certain product pages, and the range of search terms that that customer is putting in. It's kind of like if you go to Amazon and you start searching for baby onesies, on your Amazon homepage, you are going to start seeing a lot of other baby items, maybe bottles, maybe diapers, maybe strollers. So the platform, the marketplace, is reading into the shopper's behavior, and your search results are going to look completely different than someone else's search results. This is why when you go to your Etsy stats and you scroll all the way down, you will see that specific listings are found under search terms that you have not ever used in your listing. And you might be thinking, how did my grocery list show up under cleaning checklist in search results? Well, this might be why. Or you might be looking at search results and seeing kind of irrelevant products showing up at the top of search, and then you notice that those listings, they don't have any of the keywords in them that you typed into search. Context-specific ranking is exactly why that happens, which is another reason why we don't want to be going and copying and pasting other shops' titles into our listings. That simply does not work. And the 8th and final thing that you might not have heard of or thought about is order velocity. Now, high order velocity will really help your ranking in search results. You might be wondering what that means. We want your listing to get more orders in a shorter period of time than the market leader. Let's say you are selling mom t-shirts. The market leader sells 80 times a day. That means that in order to get your listing ranking higher and higher in search results, we need your listing to be selling over 80 times per day. So you basically need your listings to outpace the orders of the current bestsellers. And I would say your goal should be to outpace their orders for at minimum a month if you really want to cement your position at the top of search results. It does not work if your listing goes viral for one day. For our students, we have some very specific ways to make this happen, but it does take a lot of work in order to get your listings ranking at the top of search without paying for ads. But the benefit benefit of doing so with organic methods is that you get this built-in traffic and proof of concept so that when your listings get to the top of search, they stay there and they are not easily knocked down. So I always recommend learning how to pull these levers in your shop so that you can do this on a repeat basis without pouring hundreds or thousands of dollars into Etsy ads on a product that people might not even like. So I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any questions about any of these levers and you'd like to learn how to pull them, in the comments below, we will put a link to schedule a free call with myself and my team. These calls are to learn more about your shop, your goals, and then we can share more about our process and the process we would take you through if we coach you one-on-one. And we can even give you a free demonstration so you can really visualize what that looks like. And you can see some of our students as well. All right, if you liked the video and if you would like more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel and I will see you all in the next video.
The month before I started the program, I made $696. The first month after joining the coaching program, I made $4,149, and that came from 133 orders in my Etsy shop.